Good afternoon, everyone. We will begin this hearing of Eldon Board of Review for today, August 12th, 2025. Thank you also for your patience as we begin a bit later than we anticipated. This first portion of the hearing will be to review non-contested matters. So we will hear from the law department and will provide a list of matters that have been identified as moot or moot complied for all of the participants, particularly those who are not in the room itself. If your matter is noted as moot or moot complied, that means this has been resolved. And so that you can go about your day unless you want to participate and stay until the hearing is done. We would also advise everyone, those who are here as well as those who are viewing virtually, that this is a formal hearing. That means there's a court reporter and everything that is said must be recorded. And so we can't speak over one another. Each person will have an opportunity to make their case and to speak. Please do not interrupt when someone else is speaking. And because this is a formal hearing, you cannot be riding in a vehicle, reclining in your bed or your easy chair. You must be dressed properly. And we ask that you not eat your meals or anything while we are in the hearing. Thank you very much for your cooperation and your participation. I will ask the panel who's serving with me to introduce themselves, then we will hear from the law department.
Ralph Pincus, board member.
That's Edward Jackson, board member.
Thank you very much. Law department?
Good afternoon, board members. Michael Rulo, RULLO, on behalf of the city. I'd like to begin today with number 3 on the list, appeal ending 001445, 525 West Clearfield Street, appellant Side Refrigeration Company, moot.
Moot.
Turning to number 10, appeal ending 002754, 2044 Pine Street, Jonathan Figueroa, moot. Number 11, appeal ending 002764, 3116 Clifford Street, appellant Kevin Matheson, moot. Turning to number 14, appeal ending 003768, 7823 Bradford Street, a Gail Mizrachi. Again, that was moot. I don't know if that sound interrupted
Yes.
me.
Yeah.
Number 15, excuse me, I'm gonna leave that to someone else. Number 16, appeal ending 003791, 115 West Seymour Street, appellant Zafar Abdur Rashid, moot. Number 17, appeal ending 003800, 188 Green Lane, appellant Jamie Price, moot. Number 19, appeal ending 003812, 6406 Geyer Avenue, Jacob Hernandez, moot. Number 23, appeal ending 003836, 2420 South Edgewood Street, Nathaniel Sloan, moot. Number 24, appeal ending 003840, 4433 North Oriana Street, Cherie Ellison, moot. Number 25, appeal ending 003842, 7221 Marsden Street, Melanie Sessa, moot. Number 27, appeal ending 003847, 511 Seigel Street, moot. Number 31, appeal ending 003887, 6554 Lebanon Avenue, Sujit Kondapanini, moot. Appeal number 34, ending 003925, 1100 Pine Street, a Kipton Ketchum, moot. Number 35, appeal ending 003926, 7321 Sherwood Road, a Eugene Wazork, moot. Number 37, 003951, 613 South Third Street, Brett Weinheimer, moot. Number 39, appeal ending 003 954 1127 Folkward Street, Papa So, moot. Number, moot, yes. Number 40, appeal ending 004 009 3848 Germantown Avenue, Nazmal Hussain, moot. Number 44, appeal ending 004 036 4101 Kensington Avenue, Alexandra Vladimirsky, moot. Number 46, appeal ending 004 040 409 DuPont Street, Danielle DeLeo, moot. I'm going to address 50 and 51 together. It is appeals ending 003 943 and 003 944 concerning 1743 and 1741 South Street. Both, the appellant for both is Lazaro's Pizza and Grill, moot for both cases.
Thank you.
And I guess before turning it over to colleagues, I did have a few preliminary matters that I wanted to raise.
If they're non-contested, but if they're contested, we'll do them in a moment after we complete the
I
non-contested.
just want agreement to enter.
Oh, okay.
Number 47, appeal ending 004 046 3846 Germantown Avenue, appellant Ricardo Sinclair. An agreement was emailed to the board a short while ago that was executed, reflecting a city affirm with a 3-month stay of enforcement. And in that email, I noted that the appellant was not going to appear.
Okay. We noted as city affirmed 3-month stay of enforcement.
And if there's any joint continuances or unopposed continuances, do you want to wait until after you hear from
Yes.
colleagues? Okay.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else in the room that has a non-contested matter, preliminary matter to be put on the record?
Good afternoon, board members. John Mazork for the city.
Afternoon?
Just a couple of agreements I wanted to put into the record. First is going to be somewhere on my list. Number 41 on the list, appeal ending 4014 for the property located at 844 North 15th Street. The appellant is Konstantin Komkov. That matter can be marked as city affirm with a 60-day stay pursuant to an agreement.
60-day stay, thank you.
And then number 43, appeal ending 4035 for 1600 Marybrook Road. The appellant is Jacqueline Simmons Hudson. That matter can be marked as a city affirm with a 90-day stay of enforcement by agreement.
90-day stay, thank you.
Thank you, board members.
Anyone else?
Good afternoon, board members. Mari Aquino on behalf of the city, AQUINO.
Afternoon?
Two matters to bring to the board's attention. Number 20 on today's list, appeal ending 3815 at 1337 Masher Street, appellant William Murphy. That was resolved with an agreement, city affirm, and a 90-day stay of enforcement.
City affirmed 90-day stay? Okay, thank you.
And number 36 on today's list, appeal ending 3941 regarding 1682 North 54th Street, appellant Hussein. That was resolved with an agreement, city affirm, and a $1,000 fine.
Thank you.
And will the board be hearing continuance requests later?
That will be later,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you. That's all for now.
Good afternoon, members of the board. Thomas Guliuzza for the city.
Afternoon.
I had two agreements that I wanted to read into the record.
Okay.
The first agreement is this is number 13 on the list, HA 2024-003756, concerning 9926 Haldeman Avenue. The appellant is Igor Lev. The city has reached an agreement for a city affirm with a 6-month stay of enforcement.
Okay, thank you.
And then the next one is, let's see, yeah. All right, and then the next matter on, I'd like to bring the board's attention to is number 38 on the list. This is HA 2024-003953 at 122 Dawson Street, appellant David Nay. The city has reached an agreement with this appellant for a city affirm with a $150 fine.
I'm sorry, would you repeat that?
Certainly, the terms were a city affirm with a $150 fine.
Okay, thank you.
And that concludes my preliminaries at this time.
Thank you. Anyone else in the room with a preliminary non-contested matter? If not, I'll hear from, oh,
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, members of the
afternoon.
board.
uh,
Regarding,
Mr. Fernandez, you need to put your name on the record, please.
oh, I'm sorry, Will Fernandez for the City of Philadelphia.
Thank you.
I will start with case number 30 on the list, appeal number ending in 003886, appellant Dora Pringle. This matter is moot. Ms. Pringle was here earlier, but she left because she had a new citation from July 12th, 2025, and she wanted to hurry over to the Municipal Services Building to lodge a new appeal since it's the final day for that.
Okay,
But the current appeal before you today is moot.
thank you.
Regarding case number 33 on the list, appeal number ending in 3892, appellant Danilo Burgos for 7034 Tulip Street. That appeal is moot. Regarding case number 42 on the list, appeal number ending 4027, address 748 Snyder Avenue, appellant Ali Shawaka. That appeal is moot. Regarding case number 48 on the list, appeal number ending in 04056, address 925 South 3rd Street. Appellant is Joseph Smith, represented by Rick Vanderslice, who I believe may be on the call today. He had indicated he had another matter this morning, but I think he planned on appearing. The citation that is appealed in this matter is a SVN that would result in a total fine of $2,000. The city has agreed to a settlement of this appeal wherein the appellant will pay $1,000.
So it's a settlement, SVN, city affirm, $1,000 fine?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And regarding case number 49 on the list, appeal number ending 4058, address also 925 South 3rd Street, appellant also Joseph Smith, represented by Rick Vanderslice. The citation at issue in this appeal is an SVN resulting in a total fine of $300. Just like the last one, city has agreed to a disposition of city affirmed with payment of $150 to be made. So for both appeal number 48 and 49 on the list, the appellant has agreed to city affirmed with payment at 50% of the maximum fine of the SVN.
Thank you.
I have a few other matters, but those are continuance requests, so I will hold those for now.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else?
Oh,
Oh,
I apologize.
Yeah.
I just got an email a moment
Okay.
ago resolving case number 5 on the list, appeal number 5 ending in 5007, address 5357 Lancaster Avenue, appellant Changing Lanes Transport LLC, represented by John Diantino, who I do believe, I think I saw him on the call earlier. Yes. And I, moments ago, reached an agreement to resolve this matter. City affirmed with a 30-day stay of enforcement. The use permit violation involved in the case file that is under appeal today has been marked complied. The other violations for not having a certificate of occupancy and for not having a use permit for a paint booth, a spray paint booth, those violations remain open. Appellant has agreed, city affirmed with a 30-day stay of enforcement.
Thank you.
Okay, and now the remaining cases are continuous requests. Thank you, members of
Thank
the
you.
board.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Michelle Reinhardt for the City of Philadelphia.
Afternoon.
I'd like to first direct your attention to case number 7. This is appeal ending 001630 regarding 9300 James Street, appellant Gladys Williams. We have a settlement for this one to market, city affirmed with a 6-month stay of enforcement. The agreement was emailed to the board so that opposing counsel did not have to appear today.
Thank you.
For case number 8, this is appeal ending 001927 regarding 3325 Tulip Street. Appellant is listed as Kidma LLC. That's KIDDMA LLC. We once again have an agreement to market city affirmed with a 4-month stay of enforcement.
4-month stay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Number 9 on the list, appeal ending 002307 regarding 1603 Frankfurt Avenue. Appellant is listed as Kate Pisano. This is moot.
Moot, thank you.
And after that, there are no more agreements, but I do have 9 cases that are all from the same appellant who does not appear to have counsel. Is that one that you would like to
Yeah,
address
we'll have
next?
that after the executive session.
Okay,
That may be contested in some fashion, so we'll hear it later.
okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
All right, anyone else in the room with a non-contested matter, preliminary matter? If not, I'll hear from anyone virtual. That means lawyers that represent the city of Philadelphia virtually. If you're present, if you have a matter that's not contested, you want to put on the record. Please use the raised hand symbol and we will hear your matter. No one has raised their hand, so I would assume that means that no one else has a matter to be. You have something else, Mr. Rulo?
Yes, very quickly. So since you said unopposed, for number 12, there's a unopposed continuance request. Do you want to hear that right now?
No, wait, continuances we'll do because the board itself may have
Understood.
some concerns. Okay?
Excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt. I didn't quite hear everything you said about raising the hand. What was that for?
Are you an attorney representing the city of Philadelphia?
No.
Okay, the only people that I've asked to raise their hand would be attorneys who represent the city of Philadelphia.
Okay.
Everyone else we will hear from later. Your matter will be called in order when we return from executive session. Okay? Okay.
Yes. Okay.
All right, we'll go off the record.
Wait, just a moment. Before we go off the record, just a reminder, if your case was reported by the city solicitor as moot, that means we're not going to hear your case today. You're welcome to stay and listen. If you have an issue or a question to understand that, you should call the administrative office of the Board of License and Inspection Review, but your case will not be heard today in case there was reference to a matter being moot or an agreement. If we're referenced on record that there's an agreement, then the matter's been resolved and we won't hear the case. Thank you.
We're off the record. Good afternoon. We're back on the record. Back on the record. Do we have any listings of matters that are contested from the law department that you want to put on the record? And such as continuances, withdrawals, or other matters? Anyone in the room?
Just to clarify, you said contested matters.
Yes.
Like a unopposed continuance is not
Yeah.
now? Okay.
Unopposed continuances of varying stripes.
Okay.
count.
If I can direct you to, pardon, let me bring up the list again. Number 12, appeal ending 002-782, 1825 East Moyamensing Avenue, appellant Rich Vittori. This is the second listing. It was previously rescheduled for the appellant to obtain counsel because the business is a corporate entity. I was contacted a few hours ago by the prospective attorney for the appellant, who
Yes.
indicated to me that he is in a liquor control board hearing this afternoon. So I won't object to it. And then I would also note that based on conversations that I've had with my client, I believe that we have a path to settlement here. I just
Okay.
haven't had an opportunity to have those conversations. So I won't oppose the continuance request.
So the continuance request for 1825 East Moyamensing Avenue?
Correct.
Okay, so we will continue that matter, must be heard for the next hearing?
Okay, I would just note, so I think that both of these continuances have been for the appellant, and I just want to at least
Yes.
note that in case there's something for my client that comes up at that
Yeah.
hearing.
Given this is the second listing, we're a little reluctant to go beyond. We're going to
Understood.
do it this time, but we'd rather not do it a fourth time.
Understood.
Sorry, Lynn Rydell, Huber Board Counsel. Who's the new counsel? Who's their counsel?
It is Edward McHugh. I believe that Mr. Vittori is here. I'm not positive. I see someone named. Yeah. Mr. Vittori, is that correct what I said in terms of the position of where you are with counsel?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you. We will note it as continued, but must be heard if there any additional matter. Do you have an additional matter?
I have one additional item. It concerns the need for a power of attorney form. So would you like me to hold off on that?
No, this is time to deal with
Okay.
it.
So turning to number 29, appeal ending 003-854, 4844 Ogden Street. A Mary Buffalo, who's filed this on behalf of the cited party, Fred Buffalo Jr. I do see someone named Mary on the Zoom right now. I'm not sure if that is Mary
Yes.
Buffalo or not. Okay.
Yes, that's me. I'm here.
Ma'am, can you turn your video on?
Oh, yes. Yes, I'm here.
Okay,
So just to explain where we are, in the appeal form, Ms. Buffalo indicated that Mr. Buffalo, Fred Buffalo, has been having significant medical issues. And as a result, she has been handling some of his matters. I do not believe that there is a power of attorney form that has been presented, which I believe would be required at a minimum for Ms. Buffalo to proceed today on his behalf. And I also don't know what the status of where Mr. Johnson is with things. So we just needed to clarify that.
okay, ma'am, would you raise your right hand do you swear affirm the testimony you give be the truth to help you God?
Yes.
Okay, now in this matter, ma'am, are you acting officially with power of attorney over Fred Buffalo?
No, I'm his mother, and he has been in and out of having some mental health issues, and I just sort of get his mail, and I'm just trying to intercede on his behalf. If
Okay.
there's anything that I need to do,
Yes, ma'am.
I
I think
can
that may have
comply.
been discussed the last time you were here, but you can't, in this formal hearing, you must have legal power of attorney and or a lawyer representing you if you are
Oh.
not the named party.
All right, so what is the recommendation? I'm his mother, so I'm
Oh, yeah,
just
no,
a
I'm
lay
saying,
person,
we
and
can't give you.
I'm just trying to help him.
Okay, we can't give you legal advice,
Mhm.
So you may want to consult an attorney to get legal advice, but you would need to, at a minimum, to have a formal power of attorney that he signs and executes to give you authority to represent his interests, at the very least.
Okay, and so just so that I understand what what I'm representing. So it looks like when I look at the PDF that was sent, it has to do with the lot not being cleared with debris.
Yeah, well, that's the property maintenance violation. But again, if you want clarification on that, call the inspector who wrote the violation.
Uh-huh.
And that person can help you, either send him an email or call him, and he can tell you, give you more details about the violation itself.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Is this something where Mr. Rulo might be able to explain to Ms. Buffalo what it is that we're pointing out is the problem?
Yes, and I was just about to suggest that the other thing is, this is a notice that was issued and acted as the basis for the Community Life Improvement Program to go out and cut the grass.
Yes.
The underlying bill is for approximately $100, so I'm hopeful that if I speak with Ms. Buffalo, we can attempt to resolve this.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can do that today in a breakout room or separately in a phone
I'm
call.
happy to enter into breakout room with Ms. Buffalo right now. Obviously, since we don't have that power of attorney form, even if we reach an agreement here, we can't.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so for today, though, today's hearing will be continued because that's the only way to resolve it for today. And so HA 2024-003854, 4844 Ogden Street will be continued.
Ms. Buffalo, do you have contact information for Mr., even if you go to or if you go to a breakout room, you can provide that information?
I CC'd Ms. Buffalo on my email to the board, providing the exhibits for today's hearing.
Ms. Buffalo, note on your screen, I think we're giving you a prompt to go to a breakout room, that you can continue this conversation with Mr. Rulo.
Okay, how do I do that?
Just look at the bottom of your screen. There'll be a breakout room prompt coming shortly.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, anyone else in the room with a contested matters, preliminary matter?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Will Fernandez for the City of Philadelphia. Turning your attention first to appeal number 6 on the list, appeal number ending 1495, address 2729 West Hunting Park Avenue, appellant Vendant Bot. I'd like to first make sure the board notes that this is the second listing in this matter. At the first listing, Mr. Bot did not have an attorney, and the cited party in this matter is a business entity. So last week on Wednesday, I followed up with Mr. Bott and asked if he had retained an attorney. Yesterday, I got a call from Mr. Joe DeTomo, who I believe is on the call now. Yes, I see him up there. I spoke to Mr. DeTomo about the underlying violations. Essentially, there's a permit that was issued. Inspections weren't all finalized. The permit remains open, but the violation issued is for occupying and using the premises without a certificate of occupancy. Mr. DeTomo communicated to me that he just got retained in this matter last week, that he is getting familiar with the situation. I explained to him what is needed in order to legalize the violation. And Mr. DeTomo represented that he'd be talking to his client and making sure that he got to it ASAP. Mr. DeTomo told me, given his recency entering this matter, that he would like to request a continuance. I told him that I did not oppose that request, but it was at the board's discretion since this is a second listing.
Okay, Mr. DeTomo, put your name on record, sir, and what is your response?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. And good afternoon. My name is Joseph L. DeTomo Jr., and I am representing the appellant in this matter, which is Checkers Drive-In Restaurants Incorporated. I was just recently retained, and I agree with Mr. Fernandez regarding the conversation I had with him. My client has taken steps already to cure these violations, as in the process of doing so. I'm hopeful that we can reach an agreement with the city to complete the work and have the violations removed totally.
Okay, all right, well, given the nature of this, this court I know today would be the third listing, we're going to, must be tried for any future hearings. And so both
Yes, sir.
sides will need to be prepared to proceed
Yes, sir.
at that time. So for today, though, we will continue this matter based on your
Yes.
request. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Next, I have number 18 on the list, appeal number ending 3809, address 7344 Frankfurt Avenue, appellant Richard and Angela Costigan. I believe Mr. Costigan is an attorney who is also, I suppose, entered on the case. This case involves some fire code violations and a use registration permit or a zoning violation permit issued for a unpermitted sign at the establishment at 7344 Frankfurt Avenue. The first floor establishment where the fire code violations, it's things like untagged fire extinguishers. There's an old fire alarm system that has to be either removed or certified. Because the first floor business is a tattoo parlor with limited hours of operation, the city's attempt to do a pre-court inspection were unsuccessful. It opened today at noon for the first time this week, and I think the attempt at an inspection last week wasn't successful, if I remember correctly. I think the business was closed at that time as well. So given that these are violations from August 2024, and we believe that there is a possibility that many of the violations have been addressed since the time they were issued. I spoke with Mr. Costigan shortly before this hearing, and we agreed for a joint request for a short continuance just so a reinspection can successfully be performed. I will put Inspector Smith, the L&I inspector assigned to this matter, directly in touch with Mr. Costigan so that they can make sure that full access is granted and at the ensuing inspection attempt.
Okay, so it's Mr. Costigan, are you present? Okay, no one is responding. So based on what you've put on the record, we will honor that joint request for continuance.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My final matter, I think, was already administratively continued at the appellant's request. It's number 26 on the list, appeal number ending 3843, address 2226 Spruce Street. Appellant is, are James Harrison and Gareth Clark. The original attorney who filed this appeal, I believe, was Paul Toner. They are now represented by Gussie O'Neill with Claire Harrison. Just wanted to confirm that this continuance was.
Well, it
already
was some
noted.
confusion as to whether it was a request or not. So, I wanted to hear from the city.
Yeah, so this matter is a little bit unusual in that there are two documents that were appealed. One is a citation, a notice of violation, and the other is a building permit. The appellant in this matter is the next door neighbor, not the property owner. And so my understanding is that the appellant's new counsel was determining whether to go forward with this appeal or whether to withdraw it. The reason being that the work authorized by the appealed permit is already complete. The permit has been closed out, and the violation that was appealed is, those are closed as a result of the work under the permit being completed. So it's a little bit trickier than a regular straightforward violation appeal. And I'm not certain, it's not for me to answer, but I'm not certain whether there is anything worth litigating in an appeal. I think that's why
Okay.
Ms. O'Neill was discussing whether to withdraw this appeal or attempt to go forward.
Okay, thank you. Is Ms. O'Neill present today?
I think she might have been under the impression that this was granted administratively.
Okay.
I'll check my notes and my emails, but I was under that impression as well. That's why I
Okay,
say
so
that.
we will know for the record that this matter is continued.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That
Okay.
But
concludes my,
I believe it's a second listing, is that right?
it's not noted on my file, but I can check into that.
Maybe I'm wrong.
All right, thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Anyone else? Have a preliminary contested matter?
Hello again, board members. John Wazork for the city. Just two matters. I'll try to be brief. First is number 4 on the list, appeal ending 4589. Property is 2223 North 33rd Street, and the appellant is Tulio Oliveira. My colleague, Mr. Lee Bagelman, handled this last time. My understanding is this was not appealed by the person the notice was issued to. It was issued to a subcontractor. The general contractor sent in an appeal form that included a bunch of violations, including this one. My colleague raised that standing issue since the notice only went to the subcontractor, and so the city's position, again, is that there is a lack of standing here. And so we'd request that this be dismissed for lack of standing.
Okay, the violation that we're addressing today was written to Tulio Oliveira.
That is incorrect. So the violation was written to someone, Travis Marco. It is Tulio Oliveira, who is the general contractor, who this violation was included in a appeal form that included 10 or so violations. But
Okay.
again, this violation was not issued to Tulio Oliveira. So the city's position is they do not have standing to appeal this violation.
All right, is anyone here present representing the interests of 2223 North 33rd Street? Either Tulio Oliveira or Travis Marco? Anyone present?
Sir, the appellants in this matter listed 1045 Frankfurt Avenue, number 206 in their appeal. Notice of this hearing was sent to that address on 6/25 of this year.
Just for the record, so who was those notices addressed to?
It was sent to Tulio Oliveira.
Okay, thank you very much. In this instance, I believe the proper thing to do would be for lack of failure to appear.
The city doesn't have it. That's fine with the city.
Yep, all right, thank you. All righty, we will then poll the board, HA 2023-004589, 2223 North 33rd Street, Tulio Oliveira. This matter is dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismissed for failure to appear. Mr. Woodson, was there a time on that?
Oh, it's time, Mr. Pincus?
1:34 PM.
Thank you.
1:34 PM. Thank you very much.
Thank you, board members. And my last matter of the day is number 15 on your list, appeal ending 3788. Property is 6033 Vine Street. The appellant is Tina Bellin. After reviewing the appeal statement and consulting with the Department of Licenses and Inspections, the department determined that this violation would be withdrawn. And so, again, the city would request that this matter, and believes it's right, this matter be marked as appeal sustained, although I understand the board's practice is to mark this as moot.
Oh, okay. If I'm following along, the matter would be withdrawn or will be withdrawn?
So yes, it will be withdrawn by the city. So our position is that
Okay, this is
should
noted,
be
should be
appeal
noted as moot
sustained.
then. If it's being withdrawn, it's a moot matter for us.
okay.
All right, thank you. All right, do you have any additional matters?
That concludes my business for the day. Thank you, board members.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay.
Hello again, board members. This is Maria Aquino on behalf of the city.
Afternoon.
Drawing your attention to number 1 on today's list, appeal number ending 1839 regarding 2839 Kip Street, appellant Gina Battellini. I spoke with Ms. Battellini yesterday. She indicated she could not attend today's hearing and that she would submit a continuance request to the board. Did the board receive that request?
I believe, yes,
Okay.
we did.
Yeah, the city's
what is-
unopposed. The city is unopposed.
Oh, city's
Yes, the
unopposed?
first listing.
Okay,
Ms. Aquino, I can't help but notice that the appeal number in this case, HA 2020-001839, would appear to date back to 2020, which is a mere 5 years ago.
That's right.
Why are we continuing a case from 5 years ago? It hasn't been resolved. It's a vacant structure license. The appellant hasn't been able to resolve that issue in 5 years.
All violations but the one have been complied. It's being continued because she stated she's going to be present today. And because it's the first listing, the city is unopposed.
It is the first listing?
This is the first listing for this appeal.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Is that all?
That's all for me.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Chairman Woodson, we agreed to continue it on
Yes.
the record?
Yeah, that
Okay,
matters.
just want to make sure it's on the record. Okay.
Yep.
Hello again, members of the board. This is Thomas Gluetza for the city. The city wanted to raise a objection on appeal number 2 on our list. This is HA-2021-000025 at 507 South 55th Street concerning a Michael M. Harpering. The city was objecting due to timeliness.
Okay.
The original notice of violation was sent out at this property in October of 2020, 10/6/2020 to be specific, with a date for appeal being required by November the 9th of 2020. And the appeal form was submitted to the board on December 16th, 2020, a full 35 days after the fact.
Thank you. Okay, is Mr. Harping Jr. present? Or anyone
I'm
else
present.
representing the interests of 507 South 55th Street?
Yes, I'm the property owner. I'm present.
Okay. Mr. Harping, just a couple of things. We have an issue of timeliness, which we need to address separately from the appeal hearing. Essentially, you're asking to be permitted to submit a late appeal. And so if we grant that request, we will hear your case today. If we do not grant your request, your matter will be dismissed. And so what we need to do is spend a few moments prior to the matter being heard is to do what we call a non-pro tunc review, which will determine whether or not we will hear your case today.
Okay.
Chairman?
Yes, we also have a potential standing issue. And I guess, sir, the question before we get to the timeliness matter is that is your name the only name on the property deed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Also, would you raise your right hand so that you may be sworn? Do you swear or affirm the testimony we give today be the truth so help you God?
Yes,
All
I
right,
do.
thank you. So Michael M. Harping Jr. is the sole owner of 507 South 55th Street?
Yes.
And the issue of the permits, that violation written to you directly or to a company?
Written to me directly.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's begin the discussion. Just one moment. Okay, let's then address this matter of timeliness. Based on the code, one moment.
Mr. Harpering,
Yes.
who's Daryl Hoagland?
That was the previous owner. I bought the property from him.
When did you purchase the property?
I believe it was September 25th, 2020 was the closing date.
I see. Okay, so you were the owner of the property when this violation notice was issued on
Yes.
October the 6th?
Yes.
Okay. Does the city confirm that?
The city can confirm that, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, sir, the timeliness matter is around the fact that code gives you a 30-day window to submit an appeal. You've submitted an appeal considerably after the 30-day window is closed. So what is your defense regarding the timeliness of your appeal?
Yes, I was in touch with two different inspectors, and inspectors passed through, and if my memory recalls correctly, this was at a time when Eclipse was newer, and just before the pandemic, I'd been going in person to file permits, and I think that there was an, if I recall correctly, I had been talking to the actual inspectors, and I didn't, I, th- I think that I thought that there was some ability to resolve it with them directly, and when I realized that wasn't the case, and I had a hard time getting through to anybody, I did file the appeal, and I had sent a couple different messages, but I think that when I realized that the appeal was the only way to actually resolve it, then that's when I actually like sent that in, and um yeah, so I think for me it was just a matter of the uncertainty of like lines of communication, who I was dealing with, um the not being able to get through on Eclipse, and then realizing that like I needed to do this through like send in the appeal through the Eclipse system. Um if there's any true I guess maybe that's none of those provide proper excuses, except that it was like high anxiety period of trying to figure out how to deal with something I've never dealt with before, and then realizing that like, okay, well maybe I missed the boat, but I do need to get this appeal in because I do not feel that this was just, and yeah, it was just a matter of thinking that I was getting through to people, but not, and then finally just putting it in through the system. But I was actively trying to deal with all the issues that through the city, and through like calling Eclipse and calling 311, and not realizing that like the appeals process was the only way to rectify it.
Any response from the city?
The city's position is that the appeal is untimely.
Hit the button,
Oh,
please.
certainly. Oh, it's hit already, just had to move it closer. Sorry about that. It is the city's position that the appeal is untimely. Also, regarding the points made about issues with complying the violations in this matter are still uncomplied 5 years later, which the city would be able to show if this did go forward.
Okay, before we vote on this, make a decision in this matter, Mr. Harping, anything else you want to share with us?
Yes, I would love to. I think around that same time, I got my contractor's license, and I've been active with L&I and doing everything by the books. Multiple projects, done.
Okay, Mr. Harping, when I said additional information, anything
Okay.
relating to this case?
In
your
in this
reason-
in the sense of this case, yes, I've tried multiple times to deal with this. I'm not sure why it took 5 years to get this appeal. I just figured that things were backed up because of COVID. But I have been calling so many different people, calling inspectors, calling LNI. They sent me to someone else to try to call somebody. I'm not even sure who I talked to, but she was like, "Oh no, I don't know why you're calling me." But there's been no sense of how, like, I am confused why I'm waiting 5 years to try to rectify this. I wanted to rectify this within the first year, but
Okay.
there was nobody that had ever gotten me any reason why we couldn't have an appeal.
Okay, so I mean, that really goes to the underlying issue, assuming we get there. We haven't gotten there yet, and so I don't want to stray too far with that. We really have to make a decision as to whether we will dismiss this matter for for an untimeliness. So we're going to take a moment, executive session. We'll vote in a moment. Just go off the record.
Thank you.
On HA 20. Thank you. Regarding HA 2021-000025, 507 South 55th Street, Michael M. Harping Jr. Request for non-proton relief granted.
Request granted.
Okay.
Request granted.
Thank you. So, Mr. Galuzza, we will hear that matter
Thank
and
you.
we'll call it later. So, Mr. Harping, we will hear your underlying matter today at the scheduled time. Just so stand by until your case is called.
Okay, thank you.
And then I had one additional matter. This is number 22 on our list, HA 2024-003835. The property address is 1342 North 76th Street, and the appellant is Dina Hayward. I see Mrs. Hayward in the lobby there. I was wondering if I could get a brief breakout room. Unfortunately, we were unable to make contact over the last week or so.
Oh, sure.
And I believe this matter would be able to be resolved with a brief conversation.
Ms. Hayward, are you present?
Yes,
Miss-
I'm here.
Okay. The attorney for the city is requesting a meeting with you. And hopefully we can resolve this matter without a hearing. Are you available to do that? Ma'am?
Gone.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Thanks. I'll step out.
sure. Okay, Okay.
Mr. Motto, I note on my screen someone whose name is Audio. Thank you.
okay. So given I believe we've dealt with all the preliminary matters, let us now, and I don't see any raised hands.
Mr.
You have
Chairman,
additional matter?
I do.
Please.
Thank you. Again, this is Michelle Reinhardt for the City of Philadelphia. I would like to direct your attention to numbers 52 through 59 on the hearing list. I can read these in individually as well. The first one is appeal ending 003759 regarding 2244 North Franklin Street. For each of these, the appellant is Yona Construction LLC, and that's YONA Construction. Number 53 is appeal ending 003761 regarding 2251 North Franklin Street. Hearing appeal number 54, appeal number 003769 regarding 2241 North Franklin Street.
I believe that's 2242.
Thank you. 2242 North Franklin Street. And then number 55 on the hearing list, appeal ending 003770 regarding 2240 North Franklin Street. Number 56, appeal ending 003771 regarding 2240 North Franklin Street. Number 57, appeal ending 003773 regarding 2242 North Franklin Street. Number 58, appeal ending 003795 regarding 2244 North Franklin Street. And number 59, appeal ending 004493 regarding 2242 North Franklin Street. Each of these were issued and appealed by an LLC. There's no attorney of record, so I was wondering if anyone was here in order to enter
Okay.
their appearance.
Okay, anyone present representing the interests of Yona Construction LLC? Anyone present? Anyone present representing the interests of those North Franklin Street properties that were just read into the record? Anyone present?
Sir, appellants in this matter listed 126 Gardner Street in their appeals. Notice of these hearings were sent to that same address on 6/26/25.
Thank you. What time do we have, Mr. Pincus?
1:52 PM.
1:52 PM. No one has responded to the call. So what is your pleasure?
I would request that they each be marked city affirmed failure to appear.
Okay, thank you very much. Given that, we will read each matter into the record and vote on each matter. Okay. Number 52, HA-2024-003759, 2244 North Franklin Street. This matter is dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismissed for failure to appear.
Thank you. Number 53, HA 2024-003-761-2251 North Franklin Street, Yona Construction. What time do we have, Mr. Pincus?
1:53 PM.
1:53 PM. What is the city's pleasure?
Dismissed for failure to appear.
Okay, this matter is dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismissed for failure to appear.
All right. Number 54,
The city's request is dismissed for failure to appear.
okay. And I will, for the record, 54 through 59, your response is the same?
It is.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Rolo, number 54, HA 2024-003-769-2242 North Franklin Street.
Yeah.
Were the letters for all addresses and sent to this at the same time?
Yes, sir. They were all sent at the same time, all went to the same address that the appellants listed, 126 Gardner Street.
Okay, thank you.
Chairman?
Yes,
So, no, Chairman, it's Lynn. Lynn Rideover, Board Counsel. I think for each one, we're going to have to put on the record the address that it was sent to, just in case separate appeals are taken from each one. You just never know, how that's going to
Okay.
work. So each
Okay.
one we have to treat separately,
understood.
just in case.
Mr. Moto, so we will ask that you just keep that information handy and as we go through it.
Yes,
So
sir.
we'll need you to do that for number 54.
Appellants in this matter, sir, listed 126 Gardner Street in their appeal. Notice this hearing was sent to 126 Gardner Street on 6/26.
Thank you. And the time, Mr. Pincus?
1:55 PM.
1:55 PM. All righty. We will then vote on HA 2024-003-769-2242 North Franklin Street, Yona Construction. This matter is dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismissed for failure to appear.
Thank you. Number 55, HA 2024-003-770-2240 North Franklin Street, Yona Construction.
Appellants in this matter, sir, listed 126 Gardner Street. Notice of this hearing was sent to that same address on 6/26/25.
What time do we have?
1:56 PM.
1:56 PM. This matter is dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismissed for failure to appear.
Thank you. Okay, number 56, HA 2024-003-771-2240 North Franklin Street, Yona Construction.
Appellants in this matter, sir, listed 126 Gardner Street. Notice of this hearing was sent to that same address on 6/26/25.
Thank you. The time?
1:56 PM.
I'm sorry,
1:56 PM.
1:56? Thank you. This matter is dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismissed for failure to appear.
Thank you. Number 57, HA 2024-003-773-2242 North Franklin Street, Yona Construction, LLC. But
Appellants are listed 126 Gardner Street in their appeal. Notice of this hearing was sent to that same address on 6/26/25.
the time?
1:57 PM.
1:57 PM. This matter is dismissed for failure to appear.
I'm sorry, dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismissed for failure to appear.
Thank you. Number 58, HA 2024-003-795-2244 North Franklin Street, Yona Construction.
Appellants in this matter, sir, listed 126 Gardner Street in their appeal, and notice of this hearing was sent to the same address on 6/26/25.
Thank you. The time?
1:58 PM.
1:58 PM. This matter is dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismissed for failure to appear.
Thank you. Number 59, HA 2024-00449322242 North Franklin Street, Yona Construction LLC. What time do we have?
1:58 PM.
1:58. Mr. Moto?
To confirm service, sir, the appellants listed 126 Gardner Street in their appeal, and notice of this hearing was sent to that same address on 6/26/25.
This matter is dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismiss for failure to appear.
Dismiss for failure to appear.
Thank you. I think that addresses all your issues. Okay, all righty. Let's go back to the list and call matters in order.
Sir, if I can bring your attention to item number 32 on today's list.
32, okay?
That's hearing appeal ending 3891 5424 Valley Road.
All righty.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Will Fernandez for the City of Philadelphia. I contacted, or I sent the city's evidence packet to this appellant last week. I didn't hear back from them. Given their apparent failure to appear, unless they are on the call and haven't spoken up yet, the city respectfully requests that this appeal be dismissed for their failure to appear.
Okay, anyone present representing the interests of 5424 Valley Street, Farouk El Hidi, and Elhady, Elhadidy. Is anyone present? Is anyone present?
Sir, the appellants in this matter listed 1734 Fuller Street in their appeal, and notice this hearing was sent to that same address on 6/26/25.
Thank you. What time do we have, Mr. Pincus?
2:00 PM.
2:00, okay. All right, we will poll the board, HA 2024-003891, 5424 Valley Street, Farouk El Hadidi. This matter is dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismiss for failure to appear.
Dismissed for failure to appear.
Does that conclude your business?
That does. Thank you very much, members of the
Okay.
board and
You're
Mr.
welcome.
Chairman.
Have a good day.
You as well.
Mr. Moto?
If we're ready to return to the top of the list, sir, item number 2 on the list.
All right, Mr. Moto, is there anyone? Okay.
Just to confirm, you said item number 2? All right.
And
Okay, let's read that one in.
Good afternoon, members of the board.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
This is item 2 on today's list, hearing appeal ending 0025 for the property 507 South 55th Street. Michael Harpering Jr. is the appellant.
Okay, Mr. Harpering, you remain under oath.
Yes.
As we continue this matter, Mr. Galuzza, do you have any witnesses?
We do. The city's witness is Christopher Hogan.
Is he in the room or is he virtual? Oh, I
He is
see.
appearing
Hold on.
virtually.
Mr. Hogan, right hand, please. Do you swear affirm the testimony you give today be the truth to help you God?
I do.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, all righty, Mr. Galuzza?
Thank you. Inspector Hogan, how long have you been employed by the city of Philadelphia?
7.5 years.
And what is your job title?
I'm a building inspector, court liaison, and a construction plans review specialist.
And do you have any certifications in these fields?
I do. I hold 10 certifications through the International Code Council that are also recognized by the state of Pennsylvania.
Thank you. In your work, are you familiar with the licenses and inspections department's violation notices?
Yes.
Do I have permission to share my screen, members of the board?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. This document is marked as Exhibit A.
Oh, just one minor matter.
Certainly.
Could you change the, do we normally do this? Do we change the lawyer's name to each one, or we just note it as hearing room?
Oh,
Okay, all right. Minor matter. Sorry for
Oh.
the interruption.
no trouble at all. Inspector, can you see the violation notice that's been listed on the screen?
Yes.
All right. And can you identify the property that is in violation on this violation notice? If there is any trouble reading the document, please let me know. I'll zoom in for you.
It's the property in violation was 507 South 55th Street. The notice was sent 10/6/2020.
Yes, thank you. Could you please detail for the board what codes were out of compliance on this property?
The inspector found that there was work going on at the time of inspection. There was no building permit or electrical permit issued.
Thank you. And was access to the property granted at the time of the inspection?
No, the inspector stated that he was denied access and wound up posting a stop work order.
Thank you. Directing your attention to the final violation notice. This is still marked Exhibit A in city page number 4. Looking at the violations, were any of the violations corrected by the time this final violation notice was issued?
No.
Mr. Galuzzo, what is the date of the final violation notice?
Oh, certainly. The date of the final violation notice is July 8th of 2022. Moving on to City Exhibit B, Mr. Hogan, could you please identify this item that has been affixed to the window at the subject premises?
Yes, the inspector issued a stop work order because at the time of inspection, there was no building permit issued.
Thank you. And could you please identify the date at which this stop work order was affixed?
Yes, it's October 5th of 2020.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Moving on to Exhibit C. Could you please identify this photograph?
Yeah, this is the front of the property.
And could you please identify when this photograph was taken?
This was September 26th of 2022.
And at this point, was the stop work order still in effect at the property?
It should have been. There was no permit. There was no permit inspections that took place.
And just to confirm, has the stop work order that was previously affixed to the window been removed?
Yes.
Thank you.
Wait. You said the stop work order was October 2020,
That's correct.
and that photograph was taken September 20.
September of 2022,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. And then just to confirm for the board, did you do a review of the permits that have been applied for at this subject premises?
Yes.
And have any permits been applied for recently that would comply these violations?
Not recently. The day the violation was issued, a building permit was applied for window replacement, I think sheetrock, flooring, and things like that. But the permit expired without inspection.
And just to confirm, that permit has been expired now for a period of years. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you. The city has nothing further at this time.
Okay, Mr. Harpering, do you have any questions for the witness?
Do you have the accounts of the inspectors that I did talk to in the multiple instances between October and of 2020 and January? Because there were a couple of visits and some conversations with them.
No.
Okay. I don't have any other questions.
Okay, thank you. Any additional witnesses, Mr. Gulitza?
No witnesses for the city.
Okay. All right, Mr. Harpering, this is your opportunity to put on your case. Tell us what you happen to know about this situation.
Thank you. Yeah, so bought the house September 25th, immediately got some
You have to
friends
give
to
us
help.
a date, a year,
September
25th.
25th of 2020, and I immediately got some friends to help me start stripping wallpaper. The scope of the project was refinishing floors, stripping wallpaper, replacing windows with the same size vinyl replacement windows, and that was it. Just to get me in the house, and um, I got a call from one of the people helping me when I was out grabbing supplies that a city inspector stopped by, and then that city inspector, I called them, and the inspector I talked to, granted I don't have his name now, he said, "Okay, we were just, we got a call from somebody. We just wanted to check in and see what was going on." But yeah, I mean, if you're just replacing windows, it should be okay. And then another inspector came by a couple of days later, and that's when the stop work order permit went up. Um, God bless my friends. They are great, but they didn't understand that they thought that because I wasn't there, they didn't want to let some random person in, not knowing what the situation would have been. Because had the inspector come in then, just like the inspector that showed up after I filed the permit, and they came in and saw, there was no work going on that required a permit. The violation that someone called in said that we were doing electrical work, and maybe that's someone said, oh, they might have seen some wires getting carried. There was no electrical work happening, and what we were doing was stripping wallpaper. And if anybody has stripped wallpaper from old Philly homes, they realize that the plaster is going to start crumbling. So the plaster was crumbling off, so we pulled the plaster down. And as far as I know, you do not require a permit for drywall unless it's at least 25% of the house or the room being drywalled. And in this case, it was just like one wall in one room. The
Okay,
inspector that stopped by took photos of each room, and he took photos of the panel. He took photos of everything to show that
oh, when
there
was
was no.
that?
Yeah, what's that?
You said someone stopped by and took photos.
I believe that L&I should have these photos on record for.
I'm asking you when did that happen?
This would have been around October 12th of 2020.
Okay, so did this happen before or after the stop work order was put on the
The
house?
stop work order was up. I applied for the permit. They said, okay, you can continue, and we took down the stop work order. Um, and then the inspector came by. He did his initial inspection. Um, because I had gotten these violations, I think that what I had hoped was that the inspector would come by and see that there was no work happening that was actually, like, I personally was new to filing inspections, and they told me, oh, you need a permit for windows. And then I looked into it more. I was like, you only need a permit for windows if you're adding a new window to a wall that never had a window, or if you're changing sizes, and that involved structural work. We were only replacing windows with vinyl replacements. So I jumped to get a window permit, but then I realized like that actually isn't necessary. And in the 5 years of being a contractor, I actually know what is necessary for a permit and what's not. And it is my case that nothing that we were doing required a permit, and it was just because we got a random call from someone saying we were doing work, probably seeing us carrying in tools or carrying out, bags of crumbling plaster or something. They thought that like, oh, maybe they're gonna flip the house because I was the new owner. But in my case, I wasn't doing anything that required any kind of structural permit, any kind of even an easy permit. It was all aesthetic work that we were doing. And I had hoped that the inspector that came by to see that would understand that. And
Okay, Mr.
okay, yeah,
Harper,
I'll stop.
just so that we could kind of move this along. Mr. Gillespie, any cross-examination questions for Mr. Harper?
Unfortunately, without any interior photos, there's not much to really cross-examine at this point.
Okay. Mr. Harper, I do have a question for you. Did you do any electrical upgrades?
No, the only thing that happened was I think maybe an outlet had gone out or something, and we replaced an outlet. And there were no major upgrades that happened when we were actually doing the work.
Mr. Harpering, did you apply for any permits?
Yes, I did. I applied for a window permit and then I applied for just my residential owner easy permit, thinking that might help assuage the situation. And I think that
And
I've been
this was
stuck in, sorry,
and
go
this
ahead.
was this was in 2020 when you applied?
Yes.
Thank you.
So why did you allow the easy permit to expire?
The violations were open and I was very focused on clearing those up. And I thought in terms of the actual permit, I felt like that I needed to clear up those violations before I could, keep up or have more inspections going on, because I felt like I was being required to pay $600 that I didn't feel it was just for me to pay. And I think that was more my concern, was getting these done, because I thought that if I kept up the process of the permit, that it implicated guilt and that I needed to pay for everything in order to get the certificate of occupancy.
Okay, but so the permit that you applied for, you received it, correct?
I received the permit. I did not.
And, well, let me finish.
Okay.
You received the permit, but you didn't actively close it out by getting an inspection to ensure that you had done what you said you would do via the permit.
I called L&I multiple times to try to clear it all up at once, and I think that in
Oh, no,
trying.
no. You're conflating a number of different things. What I'm asking you is, what steps did you take to close out the permit based on the work you had done and the permit that you had filed for? Because it expired. It's not showing that you completed the work and that you had complied with everything.
Yeah, I think that maybe if I recall correctly, at that point it was still, you call, it was you would call in the morning to get an inspection, and then they would come out that day. And I think that um, there was basically never a final inspection, because I was more in the process of talking about the um the violations and the inspections. And I think that maybe at a certain point I felt like I felt like I wasn't able to get the final inspection without first dealing with the violations. And I think that that was my holdup. I didn't request for inspections because I was like, well, I'm still in violation. So how do I get this violation off before I can get the final inspection?
Well, you get the permit, and then you get people to inspect the work that you did via the permit. That's how you get the violation off. But now let me ask you, do you have any photographs or other evidence of the work that you did or didn't do?
Oh, I do. I didn't, I think I was relying on,
So now this is your appeal. The city didn't appeal this, you did, which
I
means
understand.
the onus is on you to come to defend your position.
Okay, I understand. And I think that because I've been working with L&I enough to know that they typically catalog all the photos they take for a property. And then, so I did believe that that was going to be, those photos would be brought up um, to be held against me or to be used against me. And I do have those photos, but um, it'll take a second to pull them up and I can submit them. But I do have them.
Did you submit any of those as evidence to the city when you
I,
would submit your appeal?
I did not, it's been so long. I don't know that. I think I was more a verbal testimony
no,
because they had just been there to take photos.
Mr. Harpering, I think when you get the notice for the hearing, on the notice which was sent recently telling you of this hearing, it says, I believe, that if you have any evidence or documents that you want to submit, it tells you how to do that.
Yes.
So we're not talking about 4 years ago when you filed the appeal. We're talking about you having an opportunity to send these documents or pictures or whatever you had to the board so the city could look at it and its attorneys. This was in response to the most recent notice that you got of today's hearing.
Understood.
So you were given notice to send things in. Why didn't you do it then?
I did not do that again because I understood that I assumed that the exhibits that LNI would bring would be the photos that they took of the house and the work that was happening. And I didn't think that I could defend that, but I know that they have a database and a record of these. So if I thought that I needed to bring photos in to show that the work was happening, that they have the same photos of, then I would have done that. But I absolutely did think that their case would involve photos of the work that was happening there, because that's
Well, I guess you should never assume these kinds of things. I have a question either for both you and Mr. Haran. Your property has not been inspected by the city, is that correct?
not since October of 2020.
Okay.
For the record, the city has no record of an interior inspection of this property.
I get it. That's what would happen if there were an interior inspection performed.
Well, if an interior inspection were performed, if what the appellant is saying is true, these violations may have been cleared up. It's certainly possible. But without any kind of photos, without any allowance into the property, we have no way of knowing definitively that what he's saying is accurate.
I understand.
May I ask and present one question? I thought that if after this board meeting I could finally close everything up with the permits and the system and pay or not pay violations. I would absolutely love to actually get everything finalized in the Eclipse system with the city, get the permits, get the violations taken care of. And so I would absolutely invite an inspector in. I just figured that had to happen after the actual appeals meeting.
Yeah, so to provide a bit of clarity, you would at this point need to apply for permits in order to comply these violations.
Okay.
And without active permits, LNI would not do a interior inspection.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, sir, the purpose of the LNI Review Board is to determine if a violation was properly issued, meaning that the person follow standard operating procedures and policy of the department when they wrote the violation. And you appeal that, and so we're here to decide if they acted properly. Without any evidence, the city has put on evidence of the violations themselves, and the dates, etc., and the stop work orders, but you haven't submitted anything, and this is your appeal. So
yeah,
what evidence?
and I thought that the
No, you can't speak while I'm speaking.
I'm sorry.
So, and you've repeated several times you thought the city would submit certain things. Well, the city chose not to, either because they don't have it or they just chose not to. But it's your appeal. So what evidence are you prepared to present that would help us make a decision?
I can present photos. I can present a lot of photos because I did take a lot of photos of the before work and the process of everything from start to finish. I take pride in I post a lot on Instagram, so I post all my photo processes. So there's a lot of evidence in there.
Okay. Well, the fact that you haven't shown it to and shared it with the city is a problem. But let me ask you this. There was a stop work order posted to your window. Who took that down?
I took that down when they said that it was okay to take it down. When the city said, when LNI said it was okay to take it down.
Oh, the city, who did that? An individual? Do you know who that was?
I applied for the permit, and as soon as I applied for the permit, and maybe Mr. Hogan can verify, but when you apply for the permit and you get an inspector in there, they give you permission to take the stop work order notice down.
So it's your testimony that you did have an interior inspection by someone?
Yes.
Okay. And I guess the question to the city is that do you have record of that interior inspection, particularly Mr. Hogan, given that there was a stop work order?
There was no inspection scheduled on the permit that was issued. So as far as I know, there's no inspection even scheduled, let alone took place. So I don't know where somebody would have been.
Was any action taken after the stop work order was removed? Any official action in the file?
No.
Normally, when a stop work order is violated, there's some additional steps taken, correct?
Sometimes they monitor for compliance, but I would think that when the permit was issued, if a inspection was scheduled, then we wouldn't be here right now.
Okay.
I have a question. Is do you recall, Mr. Hogan, that in 2020, permit it was like kind of a transitional period for the city, and with Eclipse was new. Before that, and in that time, it was a phone call to the office and patching through to the inspector that morning, and then scheduling the permit inspection. And now everything is through Eclipse, and I do everything through Eclipse, and everything's on record through Eclipse. But at that point, that wasn't the case. So there was no actual firm record through Eclipse. But the people that I talked to and the person that came through, and there were two inspectors that came through the house. I don't know if they just didn't make a record of it. I didn't know that I would need to take pictures or anything, but that this absolutely did happen, and they did give me permission to take down the stop work order, and that is true testimony under oath.
At the time of when you applied for your permit, Eclipse was fully functional by then. It actually began St. Patrick's Day of that year, so it would have been March. It would have been 6-7 months since Eclipse was there, so there would have been no calling somebody. You would have to, everything has to be scheduled through Eclipse since Eclipse has been in existence.
The phone calls did take place, so it was getting through to somebody. I had their number, they came through. I wouldn't just take down a stop work order. I wouldn't continue like doing something. Like, I think that he would have been back to, because he told me, like, you can't work on the house or we'll get the cops to come and shut you down. That's a pretty serious threat. So I'm going to take that seriously. And so the person that came through and took the photos, and maybe you have it in a database somewhere, but I actually did heed their warning, file for the permit. And then when the permit was granted, he came through and did the initial site inspection. If it's not listed under Eclipse, that feels to me more of an issue of and the transitional period of Eclipse, where everything, and I've seen the transition and how things have changed and how things have become more like stratified, and you can see everything that happens, but that wasn't the case at that point.
Okay,
me.
and this, just want to say, because we don't want to get too far afield here. We're really just trying to determine if the violation was properly written and how you responded. Sir, do you have the name of the inspector who came out that you spoke with and the dates? You have any other information?
I do not have their information. I think that it was listed on the initials on the permit that I was granted. Their name was on the actual permit.
Okay. Does anyone else have any other questions?
Do you have a copy of that permit you were issued?
Yes, I do, and that is let's see here. Well, I'm looking at it in Eclipse and trying to see who they.
There's a record of that in Eclipse. You can see it.
I'm just seeing what let's see if there's any inspectors listed on here or anything. All my documents are under the all my documents are listed under here, and I'm actually, let's see. No, no, it actually and for inspections it says it doesn't show any activity. So, and and just, I'm sure you all are aware too, but every time I've gotten a residential permit and been granted the permit, get the inspection, set up the inspection, they come and there's usually, like, in the Eclipse system, it's listed in there, but there's not actually listing any activity now.
Okay,
And
so are you saying that the permit you applied for is or is not in Eclipse?
the permit is in Eclipse, but I'm not seeing an inspector's name associated with it.
Okay.
And I have the permit number, the residential permit number that, I mean, I think you all know that the permit is expired too. But
Well,
I do have that
in the
number here.
in the interest of time, the city is willing to agree to stipulate that a permit was applied for and that such permit expired after inactivity.
Okay, how long how long after it was applied for did it expire?
The general turnaround time is a year. I would need to double check Eclipse to give you the exact dates.
Okay, now that
Brisbane date, July.
activity, wait, that activity is because there was no follow-up inspections?
That is correct.
Okay, now isn't there an initial inspection once the permit is approved? Didn't someone go out or does that require
so
the
that-
contractor to call?
That would require a contractor to set up an appointment.
Okay, all right. And Mr. Harpering, you didn't set up any appointments?
I did. I made the phone call and I had a visit from an inspector.
Okay, and that's you don't know you don't recall who that was?
No, I don't recall who that was, and I was looking for the actual like copy of the permit to see if I could find out if there was a name associated with that.
Okay, thank you. If there's anything else from anyone?
Nothing
Okay,
else.
we're going to go off the record just for a moment and then come back and vote.
Excuse me, I have well, actually, never mind. I
Sir,
thought
we're off the record for the moment. I'll be back on the record. Mr. Galetza, we do have one question for you procedurally. Was there a pre-hearing inspection ordered for this?
Yes, the pre-hearing inspection occurred on August 6th, and it was conducted by Inspector Hogan.
Was there an interior done at that time, Mr. Hogan?
No,
Was there an attempt to have an interior done?
there was no access to the interior at the time of inspection.
Okay, I guess what I'm asking, was there any contact with Mr. Harpering or his representatives, anyone to permit such a interior inspection?
I did not call, no.
Okay.
Can we go back?
Yes,
Yes.
off the record. Back on record. Actually, Mr. Galetza, we'd like to have Mr. Hogan return for some additional questions. Mr. Hogan, if you're available?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
the city has no objection.
okay. Mr. Hogan, in the process of, what is the process that you followed to establish and conduct a pre-hearing inspection? For lack of a better definition. Do you call people? What do you do?
No, usually I'll go knock on the door. Most people aren't really too excited to see us. It allows us inside the door, inside the house. But since this was 5 years old, I'm not sure what an interior inspection solves at this point. It's been 5 years, and we simply, like, as part of getting a permit, the permit triggers inspections. Like, there's no reason that an interior.
We understand that, but we're asking a different question here. We're just trying to ascertain, was there, because credibility is an issue for us. So whether or not the appellate was cooperative, whether someone allowed you in or not allowed you in, whether or not the person was able to point out what work was done or not done, whether or not you could look at the electrical panel to determine whether electrical work was done. All those things require that someone look at it.
And that's what the permit's for. If an initial inspection and a final inspection took place when the permit was issued, then, like I said, we wouldn't be here 5 years later.
Mr. Hogan, if I understood what Mr. Harpering said, is he didn't think that there was no electrical work that was done in his house, in his property, and to replace wallpaper doesn't typically require a permit. So when the stop work order was issued, it doesn't, in the stop work order, in the violation notice, identify what type of work was being done that would have required a permit. And you're saying he needed to apply for a permit, and he's saying, well, there wasn't any work that required a permit. Now, how do you cross that bridge unless you go in and look at the property and see whether I don't know, you could probably go see if an electrical box was replaced or wiring was replaced, or maybe the windows were replaced and the windows that were replaced were non-compliant with code. So you needed a permit to put in new windows. Isn't that something that a visit to the property would have been able to identify even today?
Yeah, I mean, I would disagree. We're talking 5 years. I don't understand why, if a permit was issued, why not get your inspections?
May I ask a brief question just to clarify
Yes.
for the board? Inspector Hogan, is there a duty for the property owner to call for a reinspection when there is a permit that is outstanding?
Yes,
Okay.
if you have a permit, then I would suggest making, scheduling inspections. There's no record of any inspections scheduled. I
And to
mean,
be, oh, sorry.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
To be clear, though, there's no way for a permit to be complied unless the property owner is calling for these kind of inspections.
Correct.
Thank you.
Okay, and I guess the one issue that we haven't addressed is the electrical work, because the electricians pull those permits. So there was never an electrical permit pulled, correct? According to
Correct.
the record. And so how would an appellant deal with that? If they say no permit was pulled because no work was done, so what does the department do with that?
Well, as I said before, if the inspector was let in at the time the violation was written, that would have been one perfect time 5 years ago to say, look, this is what I'm doing. The inspector's there knocking on the door and he hears work going on and people don't let him in. That seems kind of, I don't know.
Okay. Anything else from anyone? Okay, thank you. Any final argument from the city?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Mr. Harpering, we're prepared to vote on this matter. There's anything else you would have to share with us that we have not heard yet?
That you have not heard. I personally would like to say just thank you all for hearing me after 5 years. It's been a long process
Okay.
trying to get to this point, and I never wanted to leave it in violation. I was misunderstood that the violations needed to be that I needed to get the inspection before the violations were cleared. I thought that the violations had to be
Okay.
cleared up before then. So before the final inspection.
Okay, and I guess the record doesn't reflect, I guess, Mr. Galitza, the type of electrical work that was being done? Or
So the original violation notice, let me pull the exhibits back up. Yeah, so the codes, the section that was cited is that it's A301-1, which requires an electrical permit be required for the electrical wiring of a building and or property. The condition that was cited in that violation notice was that work was going on at the time of the inspection. Access was denied to the inspector and a stop work order was posted.
Okay, so there was some reason to believe that electrical work was being done, but they weren't able to confirm it.
Well, they were not able to enter the property, no.
So,
According to the inspector at the time, there was enough visible in order to post a stop work order. However, I cannot definitively say what was seen without having
Okay.
that inspector here.
all right, thank you.
And there were 2 visits from inspectors, by the way. I'm sorry it's not documented, but there were visits with inspectors and they did take photos.
Yeah, the city unfortunately has no record of that.
Okay, thank you. All right, regarding HA 2021-00025, 507 South 55th Street, Michael M. Harpering Jr., City Affirm.
Appeal sustained.
Appeal sustained.
Okay, Mr. Harpering, you won your appeal. The majority voters appeal sustained.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
I
have a
appreciate
good
your
day.
time.
Okay, all righty, witnesses are excused. Okay, what's our next matter? Thank you, Mr. Galitza. Anything else?
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Oh, there was one thing that not related to this matter. If I could call the board's attention to matter number 22 on the list. This was HA-2024-003835. with appellant Dina Hayward. As you may recall, I spoke with Ms. Hayward in a breakout session
Yes.
prior to this hearing. We were able to come to an agreement of a city affirm with a 60-day stay of enforcement, and the written agreement will be submitted to the board once I have a signed copy back.
Thank you. 60-day stay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Ms. Mono, what do we have next?
Calling your attention, sir, to item number 28 on today's list, hearing appeal ending 3848, 6910 Henley, Roger V. Ashdoyan, Ashodian.
Good afternoon, Board. Michelle Reinhardt for the City of Philadelphia.
Good afternoon. Mr. Roger V. S. Asdoyan, Ashodian. Are you present?
Appellants in this matter, sir, listed 6910 Henley Street in their appeal, and notice of this hearing was sent to the same address on 6/26/25.
Okay, is anyone present regarding 6910 Henley Street? 6910 Henley Street. Oh, no one's responding. What time do we have? 2:44 p.m. What's the city's pleasure?
I would request city affirm for failure to appear.
Thank you. All righty. We will now poll the board regarding HA 2024-003848, 6910 Henley Street, Roger V. S. Hodian. This matter is dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismissed for failure to appear.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is that it?
That is it. Have a
Okay.
good afternoon.
Thank you. Okay,
Turning your attention, sir, to item 45. That's hearing appeal ending 4037, 3240 D Street, Michael Van Cleek.
who's representing the city? Oh,
Good afternoon, members of the board. Thomas Guliuzza for the city.
good afternoon, Mr. Galuzza. Okay, who's, Michael Van Leek, 3240 D Street, Michael Van Leek. Anyone present? Okay,
Sir, in the appeal, the appellants listed 13 Arden Craig Drive, Albany, New York, in their appeal. Notice of this hearing was sent to that 6/26/25.
okay, no one's responding. Mr. Galuzza, what is your pleasure?
The city would request a city affirm for failure to appear.
Okay, what time do we have, Mr. Pincus?
2:46 p.m.
Mr. Chair, I apologize. This is the reporter. Mr. Mata must have been on mute. I did not hear where service was made to. I apologize.
Okay, let's repeat service.
Yes, sir. In this matter, appellants listed 13 Arden Craig Drive, Albany, New York, in their appeal. Notice of this hearing was sent to that same address on 6/26/25.
Were you able to capture that, Mr. Kelly?
Yes, Chair, thank you.
Okay, thank you. All righty, we will now poll the board regarding HA 2024-004037, 3240 D Street, Michael Van Leek. This matter is dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismissed for failure to appear.
Okay, what do we have next?
If I can turn your attention to item 21 on today's list, that's hearing appeal ending 38245614 North 19th Street, Adam Brofman.
Okay, who's representing the city?
Thomas Guliuzza for the city.
Okay, Adam Brofman. Adam Brofman, are you present? 5614 North 19th Street. Adam Brofman, are you present?
Appellants in this matter, sir, listed 752 South Front Street, 2R, in their appeal. Notice of this hearing was sent to that same address on 6/26/25.
Okay, what's your pleasure, Mr. Galuzza?
The city would request this appeal be dismissed for failure to appear.
Okay, what time do we have?
2:48 p.m.
2:48 p.m. We will poll the board on HA 2024-003824, 5614 North 19th Street, Adam Brofman. This matter is dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismissed for failure to appear.
Dismissed for failure to appear.
Thank you very much.
My thanks to the board.
Thank you.
Calling your attention, sir, to item 24 on today's list, hearing appeal ending 3840-4433 North Oriana Street, Sherry Ellison.
That matter was noted as moot in our preliminary
I'm sorry, sir.
phase. Do we have anything else?
Give me 1 second, sir.
29 is.
I believe that concludes all matters.
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, sir. Forgive me. Number 27 on today's list.
27.
Yes, that's hearing appeal ending 3847-511 Siegel Street, David Rubin.
Yes, that was also noted as moot.
Oh, forgive me, sir. Then that concludes all the matters, sir.
Thank you very much, everyone, for your participation and your patience. That concludes today's hearing.
Thank you.